Hey there, fellow preppers. Welcome back to Prepping for Tomorrow, your go-to channel for all things survival and preparedness. Today, as winter draws near, we are delving into a critical topic for your survival during the colder months: winter fuels. Have you ever wondered what fuels are absolute must-haves in your survival kit to brave the winter chill? We're about to explore the Winter Survival Fuel Guide, breaking down the pros, cons, and storage tips for essential fuels like kerosene, propane, diesel, gas, wood, and even batteries. Before we jump in, ensure you're subscribed to our channel so you won't miss any of our comprehensive prepping guides. Now, let's dive into our first essential fuel: kerosene. Picture this: a bitter cold night and your primary heat source is kerosene. Kerosene, friends, is a tried and true winter fuel that can be a real game changer in your survival strategy. So, why kerosene? Well, one of its biggest advantages is its long shelf life. Properly stored, kerosene can last for many years without degrading, making it an excellent choice for long-term storage. This means that you can stock up on kerosene well ahead of time and rest easy knowing that it'll be ready to serve its purpose when you need it. But that's not all. Kerosene also packs a serious punch in terms of heat output, and it burns cleanly. Plus, it's versatile. You can use it for heating, cooking, and even lighting. Now let's talk about potential drawbacks. Kerosene does have a distinctive odor which some people find unpleasant. It's also not as readily available as some other fuels, and you need to handle it with care because it's flammable. But don't let these potential drawbacks deter you. With the right storage and handling, you can mitigate these issues. Which brings us to our next point: storage tips. Storing kerosene is relatively straightforward. It's best to keep it in approved blue containers to avoid any confusion with gasoline, which is typically stored in red containers. Store it in a cool, well-ventilated place away from direct sunlight. And remember, safety first. Always keep it out of reach of children and pets. Lastly, it's a good idea to rotate your kerosene supply. Even though it has a long shelf life, it's still a good idea to use up your oldest stock first and replace it with fresh kerosene. This way, you'll always have the freshest fuel on hand. And there you have it. Kerosene, a staple in any prepper's winter fuel arsenal. Reliable, versatile, and with a long shelf life, it's a fuel that's worth considering for your survival strategy. Now, let's move on to our next versatile winter fuel: propane. Now, let's talk propane, the versatile winter fuel. Propane is a reliable friend to preppers, especially during the colder months. The beauty of propane lies in its versatility. You can use it for heating your home, cooking warm meals, or even powering certain types of generators, but like everything, propane comes with its own set of pros and cons. On the upside, propane is highly efficient, producing more heat per unit than many other types of fuel. It's also readily available and relatively easy to store. You can keep propane in tanks of various sizes depending on your needs, from small portable cylinders to large stationary tanks. However, the downside to propane is that it can be hazardous if not handled properly. Propane is flammable, and leaks can lead to fires or explosions. Therefore, safety measures are paramount when storing and using propane. Always keep propane tanks upright in a well-ventilated area, away from sparks or flames, and remember, propane doesn't degrade over time like gasoline or diesel, which means it can be stored for long periods. But the condition of the tank and its components are what you need to keep an eye on. Regularly inspect your tanks for rust, dents, or other signs of damage. Here's a bonus tip: stock up on fuel stabilizer. Adding a fuel stabilizer can help maintain the quality of your propane, especially if you're storing it for an extended period. It's a small investment that can make a big difference in the long run. Propane, with its myriad uses and high heat output, is a must-have in your winter survival fuel arsenal. But always remember, while propane is a fantastic resource, it must be handled with care and respect. Next up, we have the power duo for generators, vehicles, and heating: diesel and gas. Stay tuned to learn more about these essential winter fuels and how to store them properly. Moving on to diesel and gas, the power duo for generators, vehicles, and heating. Imagine a winter storm has knocked out power in your area. You're sitting in the comfort of your cabin, a warm mug of cocoa in your hands, the hum of a generator in the background. That generator is likely running on either diesel or gas, two fuels that are essential for any prepper keen on surviving harsh winter conditions. Both diesel and gas have their own set of merits. Diesel, for instance, is known for its efficiency and high energy density. This makes it an ideal choice for long-term power needs, such as running a generator during an extended power outage. Diesel also performs better in cold weather compared to gas, thanks to its lower freezing point. On the other hand, gas, while less energy dense, is more readily available and versatile. It can power your vehicles, your stove, and even your generator. However, gas can degrade over time, so it's crucial to use a fuel stabilizer if you plan on storing it for extended periods. Now let's talk about storage. Storing these fuels safely is just as important as having them on hand. Both diesel and gas should be stored in approved containers and kept in a cool, well-ventilated area away from living spaces. Regularly check the containers for leaks, and remember, safety first. The potential of diesel and gas as lifesavers during power outages cannot be overstated. With these fuels in your prepper inventory, you'll be able to power essential appliances, keep your home warm, and even have the means to cook hot meals. In the grand scheme of things, diesel and gas are more than just fuels. They are your ticket to self-sufficiency and comfort during the harsh winter months. So, next time you're stocking up your prepper supplies, don't forget the power duo, diesel and gas. Next, we shift to a classic symbol of warmth and self-sufficiency, the wood-burning stove. Ah, the classic wood-burning stove, a symbol of warmth and self-sufficiency. Now, when we think of winter fuels, wood is often the first one that comes to mind. It's been used for centuries and still holds its ground as a reliable source of heat. The crackling fire not only keeps us warm but also adds a comforting ambiance to our homes. However, using wood as a fuel source isn't without its challenges. It requires a good amount of physical work, from chopping to stacking and hauling. Plus, you'll need a significant storage space to keep your wood dry and ready for use. The key is to stock up on wood well before the cold sets in. Quality matters too. Hardwoods like oak and maple burn longer and provide more heat than softwoods, so try to get your hands on these if you can. Storing wood is equally important. Keeping your wood pile off the ground and covering it with a tarp can protect it from the elements. Remember, wet or damp wood is difficult to burn and can create excessive smoke. In conclusion, while wood might be a bit labor-intensive, it's a cost-effective and sustainable winter fuel option. It's all about being prepared and managing your resources effectively. Now, let's shift our focus to batteries. Not your typical fuel, but a vital energy source during winter emergencies. Yes, batteries. They might not heat your cabin or cook your food, but they are the lifeblood of your devices. From flashlights and radios to digital thermometers and even some heating devices, batteries are the unsung heroes of your winter survival kit. When it comes to choosing batteries, not all are created equal. Alkaline batteries, for example, are great for low-drain devices like clocks and remote controls, but for your high-drain devices, think flashlights and radios, you'll want to consider lithium batteries. They're a bit pricier, but they last longer and perform better in cold temperatures. And don't forget about rechargeable batteries. With a solar charger, they can be a renewable energy source, which is a big win for any prepper. Now, on to storage. You might be tempted to stockpile batteries in your freezer, but resist the urge. Cold temperatures can actually decrease battery performance. Instead, keep them in a cool, dry place. And remember, batteries can leak over time, so check them regularly for any signs of damage. And here's a quick tip for all you savvy preppers out there: don't forget to stock fuel stabilizer. It may not apply to batteries directly, but it's a game changer when it comes to prolonging the life of your other fuels. So keep those batteries in check, and you'll be ready to face whatever winter throws your way. Well, that wraps up our winter survival fuel guide. We've journeyed through the landscape of essential winter fuels, exploring the advantages and challenges of kerosene, propane, diesel, gas, wood, and batteries. Each of these fuels has its unique strengths, and with the right storage strategies, they can be your lifeline in the cold winter months. Remember, kerosene is your long shelf life friend, propane offers versatility, diesel and gas power your generators and vehicles. Wood gives you that cozy, self-sufficient warmth, and batteries keep your devices up and running during emergencies. And don't forget our bonus tip: stock up on fuel stabilizer to extend the lifespan of your stored fuels. To keep up with our future guides and delve deeper into the world of preparedness, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. With that said, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Stay warm and stay prepared.